Hello once again to all our friends, our viewers who have been with us all through these years, our stakeholders, as well as the faculty, staff, students of Foundation University, and even our alumni from all over the world. Here we are again. It's another Thursday evening, and I think you have made iGreyhound as your regular Thursday habit. My name is Cecile Henove, and as always, this is a pleasant task for everyone in our team because we make sure that all our episodes are those that you would be learning insights from and get some lessons also. So for tonight's episode, friends, we are truly pleased and privileged here at Foundation University to have with us our partners from the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, because we are celebrating a week-long, it's an activity of the Securities and Exchange Commission, but I will allow our friends and our partners to tell us more about this. But first, may I introduce them to all our viewers. Immediately to my left is Attorney Annabelle Corral-Respall. Yes,
Good evening.
Yes, pleasant evening po. And she is Director 2 of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Thank you very much, Attorney Respall. Yes.
It's an honor to be here, ma'am.
Salamat po.
In your program.
Yes, salamat po. And beside Attorney Annabelle here is, well, one of our very own. He's also a Cebuano, a Bisaya,
yes,
from Negros Oriental, in the person of Attorney Leo Salvador, and he is the Securities Counsel of the SEC. Hello po, Attorney.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening. And I am from Shaton, by the way, so I can speak Bisaya or anything Cebuano.
Yes, very nice. Yes, so welcome to Foundation University. Welcome to our Green Campus. Now, Attorney Annabelle and Attorney Leo, tell us about the Securities and Exchange Commission, because of course our viewers are familiar with this, but I'd like to get it straight from you because you are heading the Bacolod Extension Office. I'll ask Attorney Annabelle first.
Of course, you have heard, I suppose, about a national agency called Securities and Exchange Commission. And it's good to inform all of you that we are the 10th extension office based in Bacolod City. And we all know that when you enroll as a corporation or a partnership, the primary role that you'll think about SEC is that it is a registrar of corporations and partnerships. But we are more than that, ma'am, because we are also into regulation once they're registered. And another thing is that we encourage capital market formation, and we highlight, and we want to be known also as investors champion, no? We mean to protect the investors.
Okay.
So that's the reason why we will have a week-long activity.
Yes, that's really great. No? In fact, it's a good thing that you mentioned that, Attorney Annabelle, because immediately what comes to our mind, even for myself, is so long as you're a SEC-registered organization, then you're on the right track. No? Yes, okay. Attorney Leo, your role is actually as a securities counsel. Now, very quickly, Attorney, what does this particular job entail?
Actually, as a securities counsel, I review applications of corporations. I monitor corporations, their compliances, and I provide legal answers to some technical issues or concerns of the corporations.
Yes, great. So it's really a vast coverage, no, Attorney yes, Annabelle and Attorney Leo. Now, we are celebrating, that's why we are here, because Foundation University is into partnership with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or I think Securities and Exchange Commission is in partnership with Foundation University because we are celebrating this week, no? The Investor Protection Week, right? And here you are, especially so that we have heard of so-called investments, no? Can we go into investments? Are we investment ready as a province and of course as a country?
Well, statistics would show, ma'am, that as far as the involvement of the public, it's quite still low because less than 3% of the population supposedly ready to invest. You know, 3% is a small number. Yeah. And that's the reason why we are here to promote wise investment.
Okay.
Not just investment, because there also statistics would show that there have been an increased number of investment scams.
Yes, okay.
No, investment scams, and it's quite disheartening because it's not only people outside of the country who are earning dollars who are also scammed, but even our locals.
Yeah,
No?
right.
So I think Attorney Leo must have also attended to some complaints as well.
Yeah.
And Ma'am, when you talk about investment, it's really more of an invitation by an individual or an entity. Supposedly, they should be SEC registered because it's not easy and it's not as simple as inviting somebody, hey, invest in my company.
Yes, exactly.
But there are lots of documents that need to be complied with. As a matter of fact, there are 7.
Okay.
And but people would just fall hook, line, and sinker.
Yes,
But
yes.
just only being presented with the SEC certificate of registration, and for them it would suffice already.
Yeah.
But it's more than that.
Yeah.
No. So this is the reason why, ma'am, that as to back to your question, if we are investment ready, I think some.
Okay.
But it's still quite a challenge for us to have more.
So the 3%, Attorney Annabelle, is this nationwide? The percentage is nationwide.
It is. It
Okay.
is because it's already a cumulative statistics would
Okay.
show, and that's the reason why there's more to work on
Yes.
to improve our involvement.
Right.
But more than that, ma'am, as far as investment, it's just not only the main goal,
Yes.
but for us also to start saving, and
Yeah.
you cannot just invest without first looking into emergency
Your
fund,
finances,
good finances,
perhaps. Yeah, right,
and then
right.
how many would know where to go to as far as right information is
Right.
concerned?
Yeah.
no?
So it's the SEC that is the best agency.
Yes,
Yes,
because
okay.
our logo
Yeah.
is check with SEC if there's doubt. So I
Okay.
think
Yeah,
Attorney
that's-
would
yes,
also
yes,
share
right.
some
Yeah.
insights
So,
on that.
So Attorney, yes, thank you very much, Attorney Annabelle. So Attorney, I think this will really interest our viewers as well. How do we define what we call as an investment scam? I think our viewers are also familiar with the word scam. No, we hear this. I have been scammed. I know of a scammer and so on.
Yes.
But what exactly is an investment scam?
Well, generally, as for common people, when we say of scam, we take it as a broad meaning that someone has take advantage of your trust and confidence.
Okay.
So, in law, we call that generally as estafa.
Estafa,
Is-
yeah.
If we distinguish from the common scam and investment scam, as to investment scam, there must be some type of investment. There must be cash involved.
Okay.
Yes, and they say that this cash involved is somewhat like invested into a company,
Okay.
and this company supposedly is to generate that investment and turn it into profitable engagement. So, if let's say it is an investment scam, well, technically those procedures do not exist since only your investment is taken and somewhat like it will be rotated or cycled so that it can be paid out to you, and there is really no corporation or legit operation involved.
Okay. So it's benefiting the corporation, so to speak.
Yes.
To my detriment, to the detriment of the investor, so to
Yes.
speak. So what are the various types of investment scams that are common in the Philippines po, both for Attorney Annabelle and Attorney Leo?
Okay, for one, I would talk about Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
It's named after,
Ponzi.
yes,
Okay.
that was a 1903 scam committed, named after Charles
the
Ponzi,
Oh,
the
okay,
person. No.
okay.
The essence of that is that there's really no legitimate business, no business existing, but I'm taking in your money with a promise of high return of investment.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sometimes it's really too good to be true because, example, if you'll invest with me 100,000,
Okay.
and then for the next month you're going to receive about 20 to 30% of your investment. At first, I will give it to you to lure you to invest
Okay.
more, but you need to recruit also.
Oh.
Okay, you need to invite others. and then because you have been, you already received something, and then you invite others, and then so on and so forth. But actually, it's really rolling, using the money of other people and just to roll it, and then when already you invested much, and then you expect much of the returns already, now I'm gone.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's something.
Yes, okay.
But what's presented, there are, I would like to invite the public to visit our website, because we have posted also notices, okay, of the Ponce scheme nila, and sometimes there are other one that is what we call the pyramiding.
Oh, in fact, attorney, sorry if I am interrupting you.
Okay.
What was on my mind is really pyramiding while you were explaining this particular scam. Ponce?
Ponce, that's one thing. Ponce, no service,
Oh.
no product, but
Okay.
only I'm
Getting
presenting that there's a business,
Okay.
and then you're lured
Okay.
to give your money,
Okay.
and then for a certain percentage, it's very high.
Yeah.
But the other one,
Okay,
what's
this is
called
pyramiding. Pyramiding, sorry.
Okay, it's of course from the pyramid. There is always an originator, and then there is that investment solicitation. But of course, the front more often than not would be products or services. Okay, but later on, those products are not really of good quality. Okay, and it could be more expensive. And then when you are asking, it's so difficult for us to sell this. Okay, and then they'll tell you, "Oh, don't worry about it. You only have to recruit." Okay, you only have to recruit on your left, on your right, downliners. I am your upliner, and then the essence there is that sometimes it's used as a front, the product selling. But after that, and then recruitment, and then giving in the money, and then the products are of no good value, then it just collapsed because nothing is inside the pyramid.
Okay.
It's what they call in Filipino as, ano ba yun?
Hollow siya?
Hollow.
Hollow.
no?
Hollow. Okay.
Pagsak.
Okay.
So it will fall.
Or,
no?
or yeah, another term perhaps in my mind now is parang nadaya ka.
Nadaya
Dinaya.
ka, oo.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Attorney Annabelle. May I ask Attorney Leo, because of
Yes,
course
yes.
the information given by Attorney Annabelle is something that I think quite a number of our viewers have been subjected to, especially itong pyramiding po. We hear this term, no? We hear this term. But Attorney, as explained by Attorney Annabelle, why do these organizations, let us call them scammers na lang, ano? Why do they disappear? Why do they just like go into oblivion? And why are ordinary citizens, kasi usually ordinary citizens are the ones who are lured, no? Why are we lured? We are ordinary citizens, we are workers, although yes, we have money, but how can we be protected? Eto na, this is where we come in na, the investor protection po, attorney.
If I say my opinion on this one, because we are motivated by earning more by doing less. So we get lured by these scams, or say investment scams, for the hope that our future would be better. Imagine if your 100 peso were to turn into 10,000 overnight. So, much I say, it is more of the desire of the person to enrich himself by doing less and having more of what it is, but it is merely my opinion.
Yes, yes. But I think I would tend to agree with that, Attorney Leo, because I think that is the come on, no? That's the come on. And certainly anyone who would be given that bait, so to speak, no, would really be lured into investing. But you know, it's money, no, Attorney Annabelle, of course, it's people's hard-earned money that is invested. Is this similar also to, there are also scams, no, called double your money? Parang ganon ba yun?
That's
Something
it. Because
double your money.
Yeah. That's Ponce, double your money scheme. That's the reason why. But we have to also differentiate kasi with the pyramiding,
Yes, yes.
okay, there's always that presentation of a product as a front. Right?
So that's the difference.
Yes,
Okay.
and then you do recruitment. But with the Ponce, it's a direct solicitation of money, and then double your money.
No product or service
not
being offered. Okay.
Not necessarily. But I have to tell you, ma'am, that scammers can be also, good in combining the two.
Yes, okay.
At the
yes.
at the first instance, it would be a presentation of products
Okay.
or even good services. However, later on, not anymore. You recruit, double the money. So it could be a
combination.
combination
Parang
of the
combination.
two. And with the digitalization
Yes,
and
yes,
with the
yes.
digital technology we have, there's also a current mode of scam that is online lending that are
Yes.
not
Yes,
registered.
oh my, yeah.
Okay, imagine that you need the money, you need the to loan, right? But you have to pay first. Okay, this much, example 10,000, but the goal is that the loan amount that you can avail of would be 90,000, and with just paying 10,000, then you'll get 90,000.
90, okay.
So it's an advance payment. That's also another scheme, no?
Okay, yeah.
Attorney Leo, that we have also attended to.
Online lending, you call this
Online
lending.
lending.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And sometimes even I myself, I get some text messages that
Okay.
tells me I can immediately apply for a loan without any collateral and so on and so forth. Is this an example of a scam? Attorney Annabelle and Attorney Leo.
Yes, I think. I
Okay.
think that is an example of an advance fee scam.
Okay.
Yes, if you apply for a loan and you advance, let's say you advance 10,000 for a 50,000 loan.
Yeah. You know, it's very attractive, no? Very attractive. Professionals are even lured into it. How much more, no, for the ordinary citizen? So please explain to our viewers and to everyone, Attorney Annabelle and Attorney Leo, how do I know that this particular scheme, so to speak, no, is already a scam? Because like we can be gullible individuals, no? One may need money right at this very moment, and if there is this offer, so to speak, no, I can immediately grab it. But how do I know? My goodness, no? Or how can I be protected? Or how can we be protected?
That's where your SEC
Okay.
can be tapped for you to ask, okay, if these entities are registered to do that kind of service, okay? Actually, check with SEC means you visit your Facebook account, right? It's good to know that SEC Philippines has Facebook account,
Okay.
where you can ask questions whether this entity, X lending company, is a registered corporation. Is it allowed to present loan service, okay, or extend its loan program? It's one thing. That's asked. That's the reason why to be financially literate, Ma'am Cecile, is for us to know the right agency or office or right person to ask. And you know, not only we have a Facebook account, we have also our website. Okay, where you can iMessage there and when even check there the status of the corporation. And we have also notices, okay, advisories. Okay, once an entity is subject of an advisory, it's already a red flag. It's already a red flag.
So all we need to do, it's not really just all we need to do, because sometimes we may not have well, access, yes, but sometimes people simply just do not have the time or do not bother to do that. No? So there is a list pala, Attorney Leo and Attorney Annabelle, a list of corporations that are SEC registered.
Yes.
Okay, so so long as this particular organization is not SEC registered, then that's a red flag already.
And even, ma'am, I'm sorry, but even some SEC registered corporations may go beyond the purpose that they, that the SEC agreed or approved.
Yes.
Of, no.
For example,
ma'am, a certain entity cannot just because it's SEC registered can solicit from the public investments. Okay, because it needs secondary license, and that license is not issued even by Extension Office, but by the head office or by the headquarters. Our department there, they can check with operating departments like the Finland Department for the Financing and Lending, for the CGFD or the Corporate Governance department, of course, MSRD also.
Okay.
You know, we challenge, ma'am,
Okay.
our kapwa Filipinos to check and visit the website.
Yeah.
Because if you are to invest your money and if you're being rushed by that person or by that entity, that's already a red flag. Why do you need to be rushed? When we talk about financial literacy,
Yes,
ma'am,
right.
it talks about the basic thing of that is to study. Right? When
Yeah,
we
of
define
course.
a person is literate, able to read and write. But when we talk about financially literate person, you also study. Okay? Study the entity offering,
okay.
study the scheme being offered, if it's allowed, and you have the right to demand from that person or entity to produce the documents.
Yes,
Okay? Not
yes.
only one document now, but they have 7 documents.
Okay. In fact, that is what I am also
Yes.
going into,
Yes.
Attorney Annabelle and Attorney Leo. What documents should I look out for before I invest? Attorney Leo, perhaps.
Before
Yeah.
I answer that,
Yes, yes.
to answer,
Yes,
to add to
the
the
previous,
answer,
yes.
how to determine whether a scam is an offer is a scam.
Yes,
I think
yes.
the simplest way is if it is too good to be true, then the
Exactly.
person should do his or her research.
Okay, exactly.
Yes, and to add
Yes.
to if a corporation is intending to offer you investments, the first thing you will ask is the articles of incorporation.
Ay, okay.
To know whether accompanying certificate of registration, to know whether that corporation is duly organized under the revised corporation code. And next, if it is asking for if it is soliciting for investments, then you ask for its secondary license, as previously mentioned by Attorney Ann.
Okay.
And the third is if you really are you really want to exercise due diligence, then you will ask directly any extension offices, SEC extension offices, or directly to the headquarters as to the status of the corporation.
Okay, yes.
Whether it is revoked, suspended, or
Okay.
registered.
Okay, wow. That's a whole lot of documents pala, no? That one needs to ask for from an organization that is kind of attractive, and as you had said, Attorney Leo, too good to be true, no? Para bang, wow, it's so ideal to be true nga, no? But then these are documents pala that we need to also make sure that we get out of that particular organization. Attorney, just a follow-up. 1 or 2 documents, for example, may not be available. Is that also a red flag? In other words, all of those documents mentioned by Attorney Leo, all of them have to be produced by the organization?
I may say so, yes.
All.
Because example, if a person who offers an investment, that person himself or herself need to be also licensed. Salesperson.
Yeah,
That's the reason why we have also examinations, okay, for those people offering or selling securities. Very important. Another thing is that also the prospectus, okay, the viability of the corporation. A very important thing to look into the articles of incorporation is its purpose. If the purpose is only to trade, to buy and sell, to manufacture, and they are soliciting, and that's already a red flag.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
an ordinary corporation can raise funds, but not more than 19 from not more than 19 sources of loans, no, or our funders.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would be a public already solicitation.
So in other words, Attorney Ann and Attorney Leo, do we have many of these organizations that go into those that you had described here in the Philippines?
That's the reason why, ma'am,
Exactly.
that we are partnering with organizations,
Yes.
government agencies, LGUs,
Schools,
the
universities,
academe,
yes.
because it's not only the task of SEC to do public education.
Yeah, right.
And didn't you know that we launched 2
Yeah,
sessions
these are
with the Foundation
yes,
University
right.
on November 28. We had our session with the students.
Yeah,
and
November
it was attended
8
by
po.
almost,
November
yes,
8,
November
November
8,
8, yes.
almost 150.
Ay, great, yeah, right.
Targeted
I remember that.
participants. And
Yeah.
on the next day at the time, November 9,
Yeah.
was attended by the faculty.
The faculty, yes, right.
And also students of the Masters of Law, and I think those in the
Right.
Masters
Yes.
program.
That's really
of the
nice. And you
foundation.
know, it's also a great privilege of Foundation University for us to be partnering with you and for you to also launch the
Yes,
programs and the
yes.
projects that you have right here in our
Ma'am,
university.
may we take an opportunity to
Yeah, please,
encourage more
Yeah.
participation.
Yeah.
We have launched last November 8, 2024, the Savers to Investors Challenge. This is very important because when we talk about investment, it is a well-studied avenue or aspect of our economic life, so to speak. Because more often than not, people wants to earn, but they don't want to learn. So we have to highlight. But before going into investment, investment is not gambling. Investment is a well-studied activity. So we are challenging your youth, the students of Foundation University, and of course the youth here in Negros Oriental, for that matter, in Occidental, and Siquijor, province of Siquijor, to join us. Start young, save, and then also if you visit other websites like TikTok, and then other social media platform, please do visit SEC Philippines Facebook account, and then also our website. There you can see and find there the 101 lesson on investment, and then we have to highlight savings also, ma'am. What is the vision of SEC? Diba, before I mentioned a while ago in the program that we are encouraging capital market formation, and we want to start them young.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
and we want to involve all sectors. And very important challenge is this, there will be, the launching is about the challenge of individuals or groups, who will write in to have their journal of their journey, being a saver, and then comes to study about investment. And then your essay and your journal will be judged by our other partners. So we have brought in last November 8, the Rotary Club of Bacolod East, who's going to be our partner to judge about their journey. And also we'll have simple prizes. Even your SEC Bacolod will also give prizes for that. And our other partners, aside from Rotary Club.
Yes.
Of Bacolod East.
I think this question, in the few minutes that we have left, Attorney Ann and Attorney Leo, this was asked also during our November 8 and 9 sessions here at Foundation. But I'd like to reprise this, especially that this will benefit our viewers as well. How does one know that he or she is ready to invest? Is it enough that I may have money, or I may have like maybe a big sum that I had gotten, maybe an inheritance or something? How do I know that I am ready to invest? And should I invest this particular sum of money that I may have?
Siguro, I'll just first start with my own point of view.
Okay, sige po.
If I'm ready to invest.
Yes.
I think invested money is something that you should not, withdraw it easily if it's invested in the right entity, right? You need to have also your emergency fund. Okay, that's the reason why we do savings. We save for our immediate needs, okay? And we save also for emergency. And then we save money for investment. Okay, so very important. Another thing more than anything is that do you have a plan? What is your plan to save? Are you saving for your emergency fund? Are you saving for your education? Are you saving for your retirement? You see, it's not a one-size-fits-all plan. But it's a journey. That's the reason why it's a challenge. So we will judge and we will appreciate your journal according to your need.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So this will be a sectoral contest also. We've opened and encouraged also in Bacolod for the women's sector to join. Kasi iba naman, there are also gender issues involved.
Yes,
No?
okay.
When we talk about women, the housewives
Yeah.
doing, and how do they save? So very important. So we will judge according to the sector.
Yeah.
And then we will announce the winners.
Yeah.
Probably you can announce here in your program
Yeah,
the next
yes.
meeting that we'll have. It's
Yes,
going to be
yes.
until January because
Oh.
this is a journey.
Yes, right,
Okay. So I think that would be something that we look forward to.
Yeah.
So
And this week we're actually celebrating, no, Attorney Leo, the Investor Protection Week, and I think this is really an opportune time for us to talk about these things. Of course, you already had the initial sessions that we had here, no, early November, but I think this should be an ongoing thing, right, Attorney? Not only for this week, but to educate really, no, even our young people, because after all, they'll become professionals
Yes.
sooner or later. Yeah. So perhaps what we can do, Attorney, as far as this particular episode is concerned, is once again, perhaps you can address our viewers, no? Address our like everyone who are stakeholders, not only here at Foundation University, but the greater community where we are a part of, on how we can protect ourselves, no, from so-called investment scams, no, and how we can also promote financial literacy. Perhaps I'll start off with Attorney Leo and then Attorney Annabelle. You have the floor, Attorney.
Okay, thank you. As far as in my opinion, one way to protect us from this applies to everyone is do a proper budgeting of your finances. Me, personally, I am an accountant, and although I'm an accountant, I am still a novice at budgeting. First, I separate those that are necessary expenses, those that are leisure expenses, because we need that in our daily. We need to take care of our mental and physical health. And after that, save for our future, and only invest if you have the after taking all those in account, invest what is left. Since if you invest first without segregating or budgeting your expenses, then you will be prone to bait, or I would say you will be more allured to these investment scams, because first and foremost, you will think to yourself that you will gain more by investing more. And if you do your research right and check with SEC, then probably you'll be more protected against investment scams.
Yeah, and I think spend wisely also,
Yes.
no, Attorney Leo. Yeah,
Yes.
that is right. Yeah, so segregating the important things that a family may need or a person may need, and then what may be left of the pot would be invested. Yeah,
Yes.
but wisely.
Wisely.
Invested naman wisely. Yes. Salamat, Attorney Leo. And then Attorney Annabelle, things that you would also like to leave with our viewers.
SEC Philippines envisions for each one of us to be investor champion. So what we need to do is begin to study the right way of investing. Please do visit our website, our SEC Philippines Facebook account. There you can find the Investment 101. And another thing is that you need to have a plan. Okay? And then again, it's always our slogan, if there's doubt in investing, check with SEC.
Oh, yes. Again, maybe very, very quickly, because I'm tempted to still ask you this, no? How do we instill among our fellow Filipinos that truly we have to be vigilant, we have to make sure that we are on the right track, that we are not lured into so-called scams, so to speak, even if we may not know that it's a scam already. But here I am, I'm lured into this because practically the package is very attractive. And I am in need also of something that would give me double the returns or maybe triple the returns. An advice from our SEC partners?
If there's doubt, don't. Hold on to your money. I would liken it to a love life. If there's someone who's courting you, whether a man or a woman courting you, and gender sensitive here and gender fair, you have to do research, right? You need to know the background. And checking with SEC, it's free. So it just only takes a matter of time. Another thing, ang pera or the money, wala yung expiration date. If you're rushed, okay, and pressured, that's also something that is a red flag. So you just have a doubt because you have to give benefit of the doubt. Why is this person luring me to give in my money, hard-earned money of $1 million, 100,000, even just 10,000? Why is he interested to getting my money? You know, so that is something. So if there's a doubt, don't. And again, check with SEC.
Check with SEC.
Okay, and if you're rushed, because I need to give my money on Saturday and we don't have office hours,
true.
no? That's also a red flag.
Okay.
You see? So, ganun din sa love life.
Okay, if you're
no
being
rush.
rushed.
Okay?
Yeah, right.
Okay, you need to, know the person well,
Yes,
right?
and-
So, yun na lang to liken so that we can associate that.
Right,
you know.
and then tread very
Yes.
carefully, no?
Yes.
Tread very carefully. So, Attorney Leo, perhaps you can inform our viewers as well. The website of SEC, is it merely just typing Securities and Exchange Commission?
I think it is www.sec.gov.ph.
Okay, and that should help practically all of us, no, into ensuring that we are protected. My goodness, no, as investors, would-be investors, or even investors who have already dipped their fingers, no, into something. Yeah, so it's never too late, no, and thus Investor Protection Week. This is the week that we are celebrating, Investor Protection Week. But I think it should be an everyday thing. No? Attorney
I totally
Annabelle.
agree.
Yes, and Attorney Leo. Yeah. So daghang salamat. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Welcome back on campus, no, Attorney Leo, and of course Attorney Annabelle.
Yes,
We have to
yes.
see you again, especially that we should be announcing, no,
Yes, the winners.
results or the
Yes,
winners of the
yes.
essay
Okay.
writing contest
Yes.
or the
A
journal.
simple journal.
It's a
Even
journal.
in dialect,
Right,
there's
right.
really no
Yeah.
strict rules about it.
Yes. And
Okay.
investment is practically for everybody, no? Not
Yes.
not just among professionals, not just among like students, for example, who may be already earning while going to school, but practically for all Filipinos, for that matter. So thank you to SEC, no?
Thank you also.
Ano yun, Attorney?
Check with SEC.
Check
with
If there's doubt, check with
Check
SEC.
with
Yes.
check. It's a tongue twister, no? Check with SEC.
SEC.
Oh,
Perfect.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Thank you very much
Perfect.
once again,
Okay,
Attorney
thank you,
Annabelle
ma'am.
and
Thank you,
Attorney Leo. Yeah. So with that, friends, we bring to a close another episode of iGreyhound. We hope you had taken a lot of insights out of this particular episode. And please do not forget, we have our replays on Channel 6 of Filproducts TV-Dumaguete tomorrow, which is a Friday, and on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we are also being streamed live on the Facebook page of Foundation University. Thank you very much once again to my stylist, Miss Rofi of Yvonne's Closet, for my chic clothes on the show as always. This has been Cecile Henove bidding everyone a pleasant evening.
Since its inception in 1949, Foundation University has carved a place in academia, the home of the Greyhound. This school is a vanguard of technology, innovations, strategy, collaboration, and new directions towards excellence and quality. It has grappled with various challenges, most recently, the worldwide pandemic. Its faculty and staff, students, and alumni remain true to the core values of excellence, commitment, integrity, and service. Foundation University will soon celebrate its Diamond Jubilee anniversary. It stands ready for what the future holds. We have built a community of influence started by founder Dr. Vicente G. Cinco. It is committed to a mission of making education accessible to all. On our 75th, Foundation University thrives to consistently realize its mission and vision, strives to be relevant in the exigencies of the times, comes alive despite circumstances, and in the process makes a headway for a high five to the rest of the world.
High five!